Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, they announced, well, earlier on in the week, there was rumours the US Open was still going to go ahead, and that led to a lot of outrage from players and stuff like that. I know Nick Kyrgios took to Twitter and just ripped the US Open, basically. But then they announced yesterday, I'm not sure who announced it. I don't know if it was like the ATP or WTA or both of them or just some rando geezer, but they announced the new schedule. So there's been a rescheduling. So at the moment, the first 7 weeks are looking like this. So we've got the Washington Open, which is a 500. Then we've got the Cincinnati Masters. So it's kicking off on the 17th of August. Then the Cincinnati Masters on the 24th of August. Then we roll into the US Open, spanning from the 31st of August to the 14th of September. But then, interestingly, there's a 250 on the second week of the US Open. So it's probably going to be one of the worst 250s of all time. But
which one's that?
Kitzbühel, the Australian Open.
Yep.
So then we move into the clay season, which is only a month, which is, to be fair, not that dissimilar. It's usually pretty short, but it's kind of like the grass season this year, just a couple of weeks. But we've got a 250. Then we've got the Madrid Masters, the Rome Masters, and then the French Open. So it's a pretty jam-packed 2 months of tennis. You've got 3 Masters and 2 Grand Slams. So all up, you're looking at like 8,000 points or something to play for. Rafa is defending both slams, so pretty big 2 months for him. And then this wasn't so much highlighted, but on the ATP World Tour Wikipedia page, there's like a schedule right through to the 23rd of November. But that's basically, it looks like just the normal end of season schedule with like Shanghai Masters, Paris Masters, and then the finals. So, yeah. What are your thoughts on that, mate?
Well, I think there'll be a lot of mixed reviews from the players on that, but obviously as a tennis fan, I'm keen for it to get back up and running. And I think it's good that they're not just skipping the clay season, because obviously the clay season is pretty important. So it's good to see Rome and Madrid and the French Open, obviously.
Yeah, the Cecchinatos of the world will be pretty pleased with that September schedule. They'll probably just tank the US Open to make sure they don't go on like a cheeky fourth round run or something, so they can go win the Austrian Open. What do you, as a diehard Novak fan, how do you feel about it from his point of view?
Well, the fact that he isn't defending much at the French and the US is a good thing. So I think he's, barring any major issues, he'll probably finish as number 1 this year based on that. And because they're freezing the points for Wimbledon as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I can't really see a world where he doesn't finish number 1, or a world where he probably doesn't snag one of those 2 titles.
One of the 2 slams.
Yeah. Or he might just do the classic Novak and just win all the Masters.
No, he'll win the US and he'll win the French as well.
Oh, well, that's such insightful analysis, my friend. But yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see. I think that 500 in Washington will legit be like the best 500 of all time, because that's like the only official warm-up tournament before the Cincinnati Masters. So that should be pretty spicy, actually.
I'll have some good players will go there, and it usually is pretty big anyway. The City Open.
Yeah. It'll be interesting though, because Roger's not playing. He's
out.
Opted to get surgery, and he'll be back next year. Then you've got the likes of Kyrgios and stuff ranting on Twitter. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone how many people do go. You would think a lot would go, because there's so many points at stake. It could be a career-defining moment of to go or not to go, basically. If you're ranked 50, I don't think you can physically pass up on the opportunity of 3 Masters and 2 slams, because you could see yourself rank like 100 at the end of the season if
Yeah.
you don't pass up on that offer. So if you don't take that offer up. So
the only man I could see not going is Kyrgios.
Yeah,
he doesn't give two shits. But
yeah,
everyone else, as you were saying before the potty, they can't really afford not to go because they'll miss out on points and money.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting because I'm sure a lot would be opposing it. But the thing is, I know it's America the first month, and America's like probably the worst location in terms of coronavirus at the moment. There's they've had 2 million cases or something, and they don't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. But it is the 17th of August, so there's 2 months. Hopefully the rate starts to die down a little bit, especially in the United States. But yeah, no, it'll be interesting because...
What have they said about spectators so far? Just straight up nothing?
There's no... Yeah, I'm pretty 99% sure there's nothing.
Yeah, and they can only have
interesting.
The players can only have one or two
I'd say so.
Players in their box as well.
Yeah, I'd say it'll be something like the UFC where you're limited to 3 in your corner.
Yeah,
and that's all you can deal with.
The bigger players have been complaining about that aspect as well.
Yeah,
but I think they should be able to cop that.
Yeah, well, the rest of the tour is financially limited to that anyway. Yeah. It's pretty weird though because the first 4 countries they're going to were genuine COVID hotspots. They're going to the United States, then Spain, then Italy, and then apart from France, then after that they go to China. So I know it's just the way the tennis schedule rolls, but it's pretty bizarre the countries they've chosen to go. They could have, I don't know, picked Australia. Well, we've had our summer, but could have picked somewhere where maybe there was less risk or whatever.
They should just replay the Australian Open.
Get Grand Slam going in New Zealand.
Yes.
Yeah, no. So that's all pretty exciting, really. Although I was saying it's a long way away. It's less than 2 months. It's
I'm bloody toey for it.
Yeah, it's less than 60 days, I think. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah, as we said, no fans, but I'm sure it'll go ahead, and I'm not sure if all the players will be happy with it, but as we were stating before, I think they're just going to have to cop it. So exciting times. It's going to be a jam-packed couple months for the tennis. But yeah, looking forward to that.